Okay, one really quick thing I want to mention are the new coding exercises in this course. I'll show you a couple of them. They're interactive, built into Udemy, and they're all brand new. There's a bunch of them. And there's a couple things I want to highlight. First of all, I'm recording this video before any of the coding exercises have gone live, but I know for sure there are going to be some small bugs or kinks that need to be worked out because, it's a lot of code I have to write to actually test your code and to give you feedback. So please be patient if you're watching this video. It's still very early days of the coding exercises. Second, the editor here, the actual interface for the coding exercises can get a little bit cluttered when I have my instructions up top. And you can resize some of this, but I also recommend going full screen. When some of the JavaScript stuff is really quick, like 10 seconds worth of an exercise. Some of the others are a bit longer. Some of them have multiple files. And, sometimes I'll call certain things out and say, please, don't touch this line or put your code here. Don't put your code here. Just try and, respect those instructions. Also, you may need to scroll down at times to actually see the entire set of instructions. Just as an example, let's see this one here. Okay, this is one here where depending on your screen size, this could be hidden. So just make sure you scroll down to look at all of the instructions to have an understanding of what you're supposed to be doing. And then some of them are really short, like this is a JavaScript one. And I just am trying to be very clear. Don't touch any of this. Your job is to touch this and do something to make this code work. Now, of course, we haven't covered any of this content, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so I don't expect you to understand exactly what it is at this point. All I'm saying is, try and respect those pieces of the exercise. If you do end up deleting some of the code that you weren't supposed to touch, or, if you screw something up, like, your cat walks across the keyboard, okay? This code, you can actually see it's updating live over here. If at any point you need to reset, you can click reset your code and it goes back to what it was before. And then also the feedback that you get, let me just show you, how it works. If you ever want to check your solution, I'm asking you to make this text look like this using CSS. It says, it should be styled in all caps. So, I could quickly update that. Again, we haven't learned any of this, but I can do something like text transform uppercase, and you can see it updates live. It's now all uppercase, and then I should get different feedback. It says it should be centered. So, I can then go do that. So that's kind of the workflow I imagine, or you can just do all of the work up front and then check your work here. But the feedback is supposed to be somewhat helpful. Sometimes you'll see some things that are a bit confusing, but buried in there should always be some feedback that I've written. Some of this is automatically generated by Udemy and the testing tools like this down here. It may not make a lot of sense to you, but this here hopefully explains what I'm expecting. Okay, so there's a lot of these exercises. They're sprinkled throughout the course, especially with the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript stuff. The first couple are coming up early on in the HTML sections. Hopefully they're a nice addition, and good luck.